Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. You too can be great. Thank you guys so much for your support. Please like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. Now we have a few things we're going to talk about because this is the chit chat. This is not a review, but there's a few things that I am going to review that have popped up on these little medias and the shade room and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to get into it. We're going to start with the slow, short news. Short news number one, French actor by the name of Jussie Smollett might be coming back for the Empire finale. Now, if y'all remember Mr. Jussie Smollett, he, on Empire, decided to stage a kind of like a fake kidnapping situation where he blamed two Nigerian dudes for kidnapping him, wearing this MAGA hats against Trump, screaming at him and calling him a source of names, including racial and homophobic terms. And we found out later that he plotted and planned that shit. So I thought they kicked him off the show. That was what I heard. I haven't confirmed it, but I guess he'll be coming back for the season finale. I stopped watching Empire after like last season because it kind of slowed down for me. But if you still watch it, Jussie Smollett is going to be back. The next short news. Delusional martyr Mr. Kelly denies bribing government employees for fake adult ID when he wanted to marry Aaliyah. Y'all remember when he married Aaliyah when she was still alive? Rest her soul. I love that woman. She was talented, she was beautiful, and she had a lot of promise. She reminds me of Sierra. Sierra reminds me of her a lot because of the way that they move, the way that they sound, very soft-spoken and stuff like that. But he's denying the fact that he actually paid a few people to get her a fake ID saying that she grown while he went out of state, I believe. He got her pregnant because he was fucking her when she was like 16 on the tour bus and whatnot. And she got pregnant. He wanted to marry her to make it seem like he wasn't doing something that was against the law. And apparently he's denying paying somebody for a fake ID to get her an ID saying that she's grown. I'm at the point where I'm just like, bruh, there are too many witnesses. You left too many paper trails. At this point, I don't even have any energy to give this, but that's what he said. Lastly, for the short news, since the latest scandal with African-American Gabrielle Union, she's an actor, but she's also on America's Got Talent as one of the judges, I believe, and something happened. I need to go look into that situation because I've heard two stories. One saying that it was race related, and others saying that it was some other issues with production, and I don't know. I just don't know the intricacies of that, but I know that there was something foul that occurred. But it's said that Sofia Vergara is going to be the one to take her place starting, I don't know, maybe next season. And that's the other news on that one. So I don't know how the public's going to react to it because her exit from the show was a bit of a controversial topic as well. On the longer news, I mentioned in my last video that there was an alleged allegation with the Simmons family, basically saying that he had a few priors 40 years ago where there was a rape allegation that was filed against him. And Oprah's now an executive producer for that documentary that's supposed to interview two of those girls that allegedly accused him of that. Angela Simmons is Simmons from, y'all know Angela Simmons. She shows up in Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, and the one that's doing right now with Romeo. She decided to speak up for her uncle, but she said it in the form of, he knows what he did, and it's not her business to interfere, and she's gonna always side with her family. That's kind of a loaded sentence in itself. What you mean by he knows what he did? Like, what are you saying? He did it or he didn't do it? It's a little bit confusing when you use it that way. But she did say that she'll support family no matter what. I went on to keep reading the article, and there's a few things I found that was kind of odd. It seems like 3 of those alleged victims that, accused him of that 40 years ago, 2 of them actually wrote letters and books and articles and a whole bunch of stuff that basically recanted what they accused him of a long time ago. The only person that hasn't recanted is the third supposed victim. So I'm kind of curious as to whether this is even something that should even be discussed if these 2 people have already said 40 some odd years ago, written letters, written books, written all these different things, because Simmons actually pointed that when this allegations first came about, even though he was a hoe, he didn't do none of that. Even though he has his own company and stuff like that, and he did a lot of hoeing and sleeping with all these girls and not being respectful to them, he didn't go so far as to take advantage of somebody. And 2 out of the 3 people that accused him already took it back, saying that didn't happen. I want to know what the hell is going on with the third, but it's kind of like this is just a speculation. There's not really anything to go by. So I don't know how this documentary is going to go, but that's the tea for that. On the next tea, we're going to discuss this Nene and Kenya situation. Child, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Apparently, Nene was out here setting up Marc Daly on blind dates I don't know if it was before the divorce or after the divorce, but the fact is, I don't even understand the dynamic of why Nene would even have any form of interaction with Marc Daly in the first place. Kenya is not bestie. She would have to go through Kenya, who is her co-star, co-reality TV person, to get to know her husband. Somehow Nene's talking to her husband, but not the girl, after he didn't call that woman a buffalo, saying that she was carrying a buffalo, and that's Marc's child. Like, this dynamic just seems like it's just there to be messy. Because if y'all saw the commercial, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit burpy, but if y'all saw what they showed recently, what clip of what's gonna happen next tomorrow in tomorrow's episode, apparently they're at a table and Marc's ass is defending Nene, talking about, oh, she was always nice to me. And Kenya's like, let me remind you that she called me said I was carrying a buffalo when I was pregnant. You were very pissed off. He said, yeah, I understand that was a mistake, but I'm assuming she apologized. And Kenya's like, no, she didn't apologize for that. And he's like, well, she's always nice to me. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, even if you felt like you didn't have a problem with Nene, why the hell are you taking somebody else's side as opposed to your wife's side in public? That is not what you do. Listen, there is a rule. You take your family, you protect your own, protect your family in public. Then behind closed doors, you give them the business. You don't want it to be a situation to where your loved ones are out there, tossed out, being attacked by multiple people, and you who's supposed to have their back is joining the crew, making her look dumb, her or him look dumb in public. Wives, defend your husband in public no matter what, then tell them the real deal behind closed doors. Nobody wants to see, because people feed off of turmoil, hurt people, bad energy, people feed off that drama. And Marc is sitting here doing yet another crazy thing, going off on, not even taking Kenya aside. And there was another clip that I saw where they're having a conversation and he says something like Kenya is too flashy and that she's too flashy. He's not a flashy kind of guy. And Kenya's like, no, remember what you said about the Bentley? Because I'm not a flashy person. And he's like, yeah, but I meant that why would you take care of the Bentley when you haven't taken care of the house? Kenya's like, my house is paid for and I consider myself a self-made woman. So if I want to purchase something and I want to buy something to treat myself, why is that a problem? He's like, yeah, you just want to be flashy. I'm just like, what is wrong with this man? I don't know if it's an alpha male situation. I don't know if it's an inferiority complex or just playing crazy. The relationship you didn't have up till this time hasn't worked out. So I don't know what it is why he's treating Kenya this way. You embarrassing her in public. You telling her she's too flashy. Behind closed doors, you complaining about her not cooking breakfast for you. You don't put her number one. You don't want to sleep with her. You left her on you guys' anniversary to go and buy herself. Like, what kind of marriage is this? It's only been 2 years. Like, I don't like him. But the issue, the tea is now, Nene is now, I guess, besties in his mind. He's thinking that she's this lovely person, knowing that his wife is not getting along with Nene. Now, here's the thing. Even if I'm a fan of Nene and I think Nene's cool, which I was at some point, she was, I used to love watching her. I just don't know what's been going on with her this past couple of seasons. It's kind of making me feel a little bit, look at her some type of way because I don't get what's going on with her right now. Kenya, I've not really ever been a fan of. Entertainment-wise, she is good for the show. But the type of stuff that she does sometimes is just too janky for me to, take her aside. She just does some crazy shit sometimes and it's fucked up and she's very messy. However, you don't want, if I'm married to somebody and me and somebody is not getting along, you as my partner is not supposed to be kikiing with that person or even defending them. You're supposed to be on my side. If I don't like somebody, you don't like somebody. That's how it's supposed to be. But Marc right now is not even a display of her husband. I don't know what the hell is going on with him. On the next topic, we got Married to Medicine Season 7 trailer. Y'all see that shit? There is a whole lot of mess that is going to come up in this reunion, and I cannot wait because on the couch, the way it's designed, you got Jackie and Simone are now about to bump heads with each other. Jackie's telling Simone, you hold a grudge. Simone's like, yes, I do. You got Mariah and Quad still arguing. They've been arguing for the past 3 seasons. They ain't gonna change. Except this time, Aiden joined in when Quad was like, I'm not even gonna give him any energy. Aiden told her to shut up. Now, I don't think Aiden should even be in this conversation. You're a man. Like, let him, Mariah and Quad go at it. You don't need to defend your wife to the extent where you're not arguing with Quad when she don't got a man there to argue with you. That's just not right. But he jumped in. Now, another thing that I saw on there is Simone and Jackie usually have the same dressing room because they're besties. They've been friends for, I think, over 14 years or so. They are on a different rooms. And Jackie says something like, what did she say? With new ventures, new devils or something like that. And I don't know if she was referring to Simone. I'm like, you calling your former friend a devil? I don't know, but it's gonna be crazy. Then another thing that we see, the fights that are gonna happen is Toya is gonna be fighting, or is gonna argue with Dr. Jackie because of what she said, probably about Buffy and how she handled it. Toya is gonna get into it with Dr. Heavenly because Heavenly don't know how to shut the hell up. Dr. Heavenly is going to go at it with Buffy because she's defending Dr. Jackie, because it seems like Heavenly, who used to admire Jackie, they're now going to be closer. And then Dr. Heavenly does something that kind of tripped me out. She tells Buffy, you lying through them, Buffy says, you lying through them dentures to Dr. Heavenly. Dr. Heavenly responds by saying, you lying through that fat ass. Now, y'all remember when Dr. Heavenly sat on stage, said that she was a chunky girl when she was growing up, and that people used to make fun of her because she was the big girl, and so she had to cut people with her words, and that's why she's the way that she is, even though she's lost weight since then. So why is it that you who were bullied for your weight are now doing the same thing to another woman? Heavenly is a walking contradiction, and I can't stand some of the shit that she does. She's good for reality TV, but she can be a bitch, for real. Then we got Quad, of course, versus Mariah and Aiden. Then Dr. Heavenly and Toya are gonna, Dr. Heavenly and Simone are gonna go at it because it seems like Dr. Heavenly made a comment about Simone being an alcoholic or drinking too much. Mind you that when Lisa Nicole was on the show, Lisa Nicole accused Dr. Heavenly of being an alcoholic, saying that she can down a bottle of Crown by herself in 2 hours. And it seems like Heavenly is being treated a certain way by people. She don't appreciate it, but she gonna go and do it to somebody else. And I'm just thinking, you just hypocrite. But Dr. Simone makes sure to let her know that she's not finna sit there and call. I think she was calling Cecil an alcoholic, and Dr. Simone said, well, Cecil's been out drunk with Damon, so don't sit up here and talk about him like that. And again, Dr. Heavenly is still talking about somebody else's husband. Girl, shut up. And then they also mentioned on the stage that they asked her, Dr. Heavenly why she takes her marriage with Dr. Damon to be like perfect and whatever. Heavenly says that her marriage is not perfect. It is just perfect compared to some of the marriages on the stage. And then they asked her, Quad asked her, whose marriage are you referring to? And Heavenly turned around and said, yours. And Quad and her, they're about to bump heads. Because y'all know Heavenly went and put it out there that Quad had sex with, I think, Common or whatever the case is. They came on the show. I don't know if it's that right person. And that was a hot ass mess because Quad went and did interviews talking about why she don't believe that her friend would ever put it out there like that, because he had a girlfriend. Now she's looking at Quad saying that her marriage is more perfect because Quad is now currently divorced and her actual doctor husband, who should have been on the show, is no longer there. So I guess Quad and Heavenly will not be friends moving forward because you know Quad holds grudges. Then we got what else is it? We got the whole setting of it. It's like they're in Toya's closet. It looks like it's Toya's closet. I'm not sure if it is, but that's what it looks like. So it seems like it's just, I feel like there's a huge dynamic going on with Married to Medicine. Everything's being split up. Jackie and Simone are not going to be friends anymore because Simone's going to hold a grudge and Jackie can't take responsibility for shit. Buffy and Jackie are going to go at it again because of what Jackie said. I don't know if she's going to apologize again or if she's going to say, you know what, I'm not apologizing no more. You got Toya, who's now calling out Quad on behalf of Mariah because she's starting to believe some of the stuff that Mariah is saying. Aiden now joins the mix. Quad is there by herself and she's going to defend herself, and that's just what it is. I do know that there was some shady flyer put up saying that they're now trying to look for another cast on the show, another doctor who's just as spicy to come on the show and be messy and entertain us with their messiness. Then we got Contessa and her husband. I don't know what they're going to refer to so much, but I know that Contessa and Mariah kind of got into it because Mariah brought Lake with her. So I don't know if that's going to be discussed, but that is the gist of what's going to happen in this reunion, season 7 reunion. The last tea I got for y'all is with the Eminem and Nick Cannon situation, y'all. Oh my God. I just see this diss track thing pop up on my feed. And you got Nick Cannon playing apparently a pre-recorded verse that Eminem had done a while ago that was never actually put out. It was some music he got put out. And in the lyrics, it sounds just like him. And apparently he says this verbatim. Black women are bitches. Say what now? Now, I was a fan of Eminem. I don't like rap. It's just not my taste or my cup of tea because I feel like rap in this generation, there's a lot of effort made to demean women, to degrade women, and to just, you know, the output they put in there is the same tune. Drugs, you know, selling drugs, living in the hood, poverty, you know, throwing drinks, you know, getting that money, fucking bitch, you know, the way that it's the same theme, just in different versions. It doesn't really play like the old rap, like, you know, when Tupac was still, you know, here and stuff like that. So for me, I've kind of distanced myself from rap. However, I do think as far as talent goes, Eminem is one of the most talented rap artists that I have heard, you know, in that community. However, I don't know why it is that you, because Eminem is still white, encroached on our genre, and while you're doing it, you thought it was okay for you to now call black women bitches. Why the fuck didn't you call your women bitches? Why you gotta be us? I don't know you. I don't know why the hell you referred to, I'm black. Am I a bitch? Bitch, I don't know you. Why would you say some shit like that? But in the diss track, it seemed like somebody may have forwarded that to Eminem, to Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon put him on blast talking about he's supposed to be allegedly in the KXX. I'm not going to say the rest. He's supposed to be part of that crew because he's not going out here categorizing black women and, you know, kind of racially profiling or calling all of us bitches. So here's what it says. It says that he basically pointed at Eminem, saying that Eminem's been disrespecting black women for the longest time, and in an unreleased track. And also, I don't know if this is true or false, but y'all need to look up and see if that track even exists. But it seemed like when he was doing the diss track, I could hear the voice, the little piece of it that was recorded. But this is the timeline of the beef. You got in 2009, Eminem had dropped this music called Bagpipes from Baghdad, okay? Y'all know that Eminem was once dating Mariah Carey, who is now Nick Cannon's current baby mama. They got 2 kids together. They've been divorced. However, they still kind of have each other's back sometimes. But before Nick Cannon got to Mariah, Eminem got to her first. And he was with her, and apparently he loved her ass so much that he actually made a record basically saying how much he wanted her back. And that was in 2009. Then in that record, he also called out Nick Cannon on that record, just put him out there. And Nick is now dating Mariah. So in 2009, then you got Mariah Carey went and dropped that song Obsessed. Why are you so obsessed with me? Y'all remember that? She dropped that song Obsessed, and she had a dude in that video, if y'all watch it, that kind of looked a little bit like Eminem is supposed to be him. And so Eminem decided to go and say, you know what? If you want to shade me, let me go and respond with something called The Warning. Basically telling Mariah that in the lyrics, he was saying something like, bitch, shut the fuck up, or he'll put all the phone calls out, and basically calling Cannon out on that track. So it's like Eminem did a track first, wanting her back. She did a track called Obsessed, embarrassing him and having a dude in the video basically supposed to be like him. Eminem did The Warning, calling her a bitch, telling her he'll call out. He also pulled out the phone calls that she'd been making towards him while she was still with Nick Cannon. She was calling her all sorts of bitches and everything. And she was doing this and calling Cannon out as well in the song. Then we got 2019 September. You got Cannon on T.I. and on his Expeditiously saying that they were on a jet when Eminem had dropped another song talking shit, basically calling Mariah all sorts of bitches and hoes and, you know, and all that stuff. And at the time, that was his wife. Why are you out here calling my wife bitch and a hoe? You dated her. Your relationship didn't work out. Now she a hoe? Well, when you were dating her, she wasn't a hoe then. So Cannon felt disrespected. And then for me, I would feel disrespected. Then we got December 2019, we got a verse by Eminem in Fat Joe's new song, Lord Above, where Eminem is still talking shit about Mariah and Cannon. I'm thinking, damn, is Mariah for Eminem the woman that got away? Because this beef was going on to 2009. We got 10 years now. We're in 2019, and y'all are still doing diss records where you call them out, Mariah and Cannon. You still calling them out? To my understanding, Mariah doesn't have a kid with Eminem. All they had to do was just break up and move on. But you still, you know, talking about them, and it's crazy. So I'm feeling like he really feels some type of way that he really loved that woman and she left him for Cannon, and she don't, you know, I don't think that he feels, you know, I feel like he's really hurt, and he's just doing all these diss tracks for no reason. But recent song Lord Above, he called her out again. So then basically in the song, he said that Cannon is pussy whooped and that Mariah's pussy got him neutered. I'm like, damn, what kind of as far as lyrics go, he's very good at rapping, and he said that shit. Cannon was pussy whooped and Mariah Carey's pussy got him neutered, basically saying he can't even get a hard on with her no more. And then of course Cannon responds by saying that Fat Joe is out here doing charity work, basically digging Eminem's career out of the grave, and it told him to show up and battle him a Wild 'N Out. Of course, he's trying to like boost his career and everything. Nick Cannon is doing what I'm doing. Invite him to Wild 'N Out, get the ratings up, because y'all already beefing. Invite him out, get the ratings up. But also Cannon now dropped a diss track called The Invitation, where he throws shade at the kids. He called Eminem a bitch and said something about his baby mama, how about Mariah dumping him 10 years ago. Then Eminem goes and tweets, "You mad, bro?" 50 then jumps in the thread, threatening Cannon, saying that, he should whoop his ass for that diss track Cannon did, because why the hell would you go against a man who's well known for rapping, whose talent is on par? You want to make your own diss record. It's not even like it's Ice Cube with going against Eazy-E type situation. It is Cannon, who's not a rapper, who's an actor, who's a radio show host, who's on a television show, making diss record with somebody who's an actually known artist. That's a disgrace. I get what he's doing. He's trying to get him back, but it was a disgrace. And 50 threatened him, saying, "I should whoop your ass for this shit, for you to embarrass yourself like this." But I don't think 50 understands the depth of what's been transpiring, and all this because of Mariah Carey. I'm like, damn, what did this woman do to y'all? What did she do? She's a talent in but damn. I don't know. I mean, Eminem said her pussy got him neutered, and Cannon is over here saying, is defending her. I'm thinking, I don't think that pussy got you neutered, bro, because you still talking about her 10 years later. So you must want that, but whatever. What do I know? Then we got Cannon inviting 50 Cent also to come and join him a while. Now, allegedly now, we got the whole Black Women Bxxxx situation going on. So I don't know how Eminem is going to respond to the situation, but if you did call me a bitch, then I'm calling your ass a bitch for going ahead and thinking that you can jump into our genre of music, rap, and then disrespect us when you're out here taking, eating off of what we created. You can't do shit like that. If he really did that, that's how I feel. And if you did think that you were that comfortable to say some shit like that, it's not okay. And I understand that rappers go on there and they are disrespectful to women, not just Black women, just women in general. They're disrespectful, but you don't target a certain race, especially a race that's not your own in that way. It's just not cool. Anyway, like, subscribe, ring the notification bell. My voice, I don't know if it's going again. I'm not sure. I hope it doesn't go because the weather is still out here messing with me. But I do want y'all to know that I will be reviewing the Married to Medicine reunion. I will be reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I'll also be reviewing the final Love and Hip Hop reunion. So y'all can finish with the tea. And of course, I'm still going to keep reviewing Love and Hip Hop New York, because right now it has not disappointed. Anyway, you guys have a good evening. Love y'all. Bye.